When it comes to the gaming industry in today's day and age, it is pretty obvious that the industry is leaning towards a more digital-only future. So naturally, the idea of video games or media that's been lost over time is something that piques a lot of interest, whether it's forgotten games, early versions of games, or even old developer interviews. These pieces can offer unique glimpses into the creative minds behind our favorite video games. You see, this growing interest is why dedicated fans often find themselves on the hunt for these rare and unusual treasures. So with that said, let's take a look at some Assassin's Creed games that you unfortunately, or fortunately depending on how you look at it, cannot play anymore. Now, if there's a game that I've not mentioned in this video, it's most likely because I've already talked about it in this video, so I do want to avoid repeating the same stuff in different videos, with the exception of Assassin's Creed Pirates. You'll see later on. Anyway, do consider hitting that subscribe button if you do enjoy this video. And without further ado, these are Assassin's Creed games that you cannot play anymore. Let's start off with Assassin's Creed Project Legacy. This was a game that was an interesting piece of the Assassin's Creed franchise, though not many people remember it today. Released on September 30th, 2010, it was not a traditional console or PC game. Instead, it was a Facebook game developed by Ubisoft that allowed players to dive into the historical world of the Assassins and Templars right from their web browser. However, despite its unique approach, the game is no longer available, making it a forgotten chapter in the series that you cannot experience anymore. Project Legacy was designed as a companion game to the main Assassin's Creed series. The idea was that players would become new recruits for Abstergo Industries' Project Legacy. Through a program called the Data Dump Scanner, which is a special version of the Animus, players could relive the genetic memories of different characters from history, even if they were not direct ancestors. This unique concept set the stage for a fresh storytelling format in the Assassin's Creed universe. When this game was first launched, it was released with the Italian Wars Memory set, which let players explore the lives and memories of several historical figures, like Bartolomeo de Alviano, Francesco Veselio, Mario Auditore, and Imperator Calderon. Over time, Ubisoft added more memory sets, such as Rome, Holiday, and Divine Science. Each memory set had different chapters, all linked to various periods and events in history, like the political intrigue of Renaissance Italy, the mysterious life of Giovanni Borgia in Rome, or even the very bizarre holiday-themed stories. One thing that was pretty great about this game was back then, you had the ability to unlock new content in Project Legacy by completing these memories and leveling up. You know, for a Facebook game, it was surprisingly quite in-depth as it offered various features like crafting, territory management, and also promotional codes. For example, you were able to link your progress in Project Legacy with Assassin's Creed Brotherhood on consoles, which allowed you to unlock exclusive in-game items and additional content. This cross-platform integration was one of the game's unique aspects, tying the much bigger Assassin's Creed games together in new and interesting ways. However, Project Legacy had a short lifespan. Despite its innovative ideas, the game faced several issues. By 2011, an Abstergo dossier in Assassin's Creed Revelations mentioned that the game was put on hold due to security concerns. This was pretty much a narrative nod to the fact that the game was not getting any updates or support from Ubisoft. And then finally on May 15, 2013, Facebook removed the game, stating it no longer complied with their terms of service for Facebook applications, mainly because it had not been updated in a long time. You know, looking back at Assassin's Creed Project Legacy, it was a pretty ambitious experiment that aimed to connect the Assassin's Creed community in new different ways. It allowed fans to explore different historical settings and characters to a simple browser-based interface. Unfortunately, it never really caught on, partly due to the limitations of Facebook as a gaming platform, and, you know, the lack of long-term support from Ubisoft. Assassin's Creed Unity Arno Chronicles is a game you might not have heard of, and for a good reason, because it was never widely available. Released in June 2017, this mobile 2D platformer game was developed by Playwing and published by Ubisoft. Unlike most Assassin's Creed games, which come out on major consoles and PCs, this one had a very limited release and was exclusive to certain Arno smartphones, like the Arno 9 and a few other models. The game was set in France, just like its main console counterpart Assassin's Creed Unity. Arno's Chronicles lets you take on the role of Arno Dorian, the same protagonist from the main game, but instead of exploring a nice looking 3D world, this game was designed as a 2D side-scroller. The gameplay consisted of 20 levels, where players would navigate through historic French settings, much like the classic platformers many people grew up playing. What made this game interesting was that it also included some pretty innovative things at that time, like hot air balloon rides, optional chests that could be opened with lockpicks, and various power-ups that spiced up the standard platforming action. Now, in a very strange manner, one of the game's unique traits was its lack of microtransactions. In a time when most mobile games seem to be filled with many ways to spend more money, Arno's Chronicles was a rare breed. It was entirely offline, with no in-game purchases. That's pretty rare for Ubisoft, right? So you paid for the game once and that was it, just you and your mission, without any annoying prompts asking for more cash. However, Arno's Chronicles faced several challenges. It was initially meant to be a 6-month exclusive for the Arno 9 smartphone in the European market, but even after the exclusive period ended, the game remained quite hard to find. It was still only available as a pre-installed app on certain Arno phones. Users with an Arno 7A even reported that the game had crashed when trying to open it, and by the time the Arno 8X was released in October 2018, it was still one of the only models known to have the game pre-installed. And because of its limited availability, Arno's Chronicles never gained much traction, even among die-hard Assassin's Creed fans. Many people who discovered it later were surprised to learn that it existed at all. I mean, I guess there are a few APK files floating around the internet, but finding a legitimate way to play it is nearly impossible. Some people even compared it to the old Java-based Assassin's Creed mobile games, saying that the level designs felt familiar. So in the end, Assassin's Creed Unity Arno's Chronicles became one of those hidden gems that almost nobody got to play. Assassin's Creed Utopia was a planned mobile game that never saw the light of day. Developed by Ubisoft Montreal in partnership with Kabam, the game was set to be released exclusively on GREE, a Japanese social gaming platform. It was first announced in early 2012, and many people at that time were excited about the idea of experiencing the Assassin's Creed universe in a new way. However, the game ultimately got stuck in development. It faced several delays and was very quietly cancelled. You see, Assassin's Creed Utopia was going to be a real-time strategy game with a unique twist. It was set during the early days of the European colonial expansion in the Americas, specifically starting with the founding of the Roanoke colony in 1586. The game's storyline would follow the settlers as they tried to survive and thrive for over 150 years. You would be tasked with building your own colonial city, battling against rival colonies, and uncovering how the early assassins helped shape the original 13 colonies of America. Unlike most Assassin's Creed games, Utopia was not going to have a direct connection to any of the mainline games, like Assassin's Creed 3. Instead, it aimed to tell a new story that fit within the lore of the series. The game was designed to appeal to fans of strategy games, allowing them to collect resources, build their settlements, and engage in a turn-based combat system, similar to games like Civilization or Age of Empires. Assassin's Creed Utopia would have featured a social element thanks to GREE's platform, where players could compete or cooperate with others in quote-unquote epic battles. It was pretty clear that Ubisoft hoped to tap into a different audience, possibly even fans who were interested in the Assassin's Creed story but did not play the main games. They wanted to offer a fresh experience on mobile devices, and hoped GREE's large user base, which at that time boasted around over 200 million people, would help them reach a new market. Despite the early buzz, the game hit a series of delays. Ubisoft and GREE showcased the game at several events, like the Tokyo Game Show and Ubisoft's Digital Days in 2012, even releasing a pre-alpha demo for select testers. But as the months went by, updates about the game's progress became less frequent. By November 2013, almost a year after its intended release, Ubisoft Netherlands confirmed the game was cancelled, though they did not provide any specific reasons. For so many years, many people were left wondering what happened to Assassin's Creed Utopia. Well, that wasn't until 2017, when an artist who had been working on the game revealed some concept art and confirmed that the development had been frozen. This was the final nail in the coffin for a project that seemed promising, but never made it out of the planning stages. Assassin's Creed Titans is a game you probably haven't heard of, mainly because it never made it out of development. The game was never officially announced, but according to leaks and rumors, it was meant to be a big departure from the usual Assassin's Creed formula. It was codenamed Project Titans, and was reportedly inspired by games like Monster Hunter, where players would hunt down and battle mythical creatures, instead of just humans. In Assassin's Creed Titans, players were supposed to create their own character instead of playing as a specific historical figure. The story started with the player working at Abstergo Industries, using an experimental version of the Animus. But this new version of the Animus had a twist. It could manifest new hypothetical scenarios, mixing different historical settings and mythologies. The plot was just so wild, with the player getting trapped in this new Animus simulation, jumping from one timeline to the other, from pirate ships to ancient Greece, facing beasts like minotaurs and other mythical creatures. Players could choose between different classes, such as the Spartan, Druid or Magi, each with unique abilities and fighting styles. For example, the Spartan class wielded a sword and a shield, and could boost damage, while the Druid used dual axes and could go into a berserk mode. The game promised a range of mythical enemies from minotaurs to griffins and a lot more. Development reportedly reached a point where the game's introduction and even the first 8 missions were completed. However, the project was suddenly scrapped, and the development team was told to stop working on it. No clear reason was given for the cancellation, but some people speculated that the concept was so different from what Ubisoft wanted for the Assassin's Creed series. Ubisoft may have felt that a game focused on hunting monsters did not quite fit well with the franchise's established identity. Rumors Reviewers suggested that the game could have been a fun experiment, offering a new twist to the familiar world of Assassin's Creed. Still, it seems Ubisoft decided to go in another direction. Some fans were disappointed by the news, feeling that they missed out on a fresh take that could have combined the series' rich history with a new gameplay style. For now, Assassin's Creed Titan remains a mystery, a game that fans can only imagine. With Ubisoft's focus on other projects like the upcoming Assassin's Creed Shadows, Hexe and other spin-offs, it is unlikely that we'll ever see Titans being brought back to life. But who knows, in a world of constant game leaks and surprises, anything is possible. This is a game I've talked about in my video focused on games you might have forgotten about, but I did not go that in depth there as I had to focus on a lot of other games, so I'll focus more on the game here. Anyway, Assassin's Creed Pirates was a mobile game released on December 5th, 2013 by Ubisoft Paris, bringing the world of Assassin's Creed to smartphones and tablets. The game allowed you to live out the life of a pirate during the golden age of piracy. You played as Alonso Batilla, a young French pirate captain who navigates the treacherous waters of the Caribbean, takes part in intense naval battles, and goes on a quest for treasure. The gameplay of this game was all about high seas adventure, with a heavy focus on naval combat, similar to what most of us enjoyed in Assassin's Creed Black Flag. You could control your ships using simple touchscreen controls, firing cannons and dodging enemy shots. There were plenty of upgrades to unlock, from powerful new weapons to faster sails, and you can even recruit a crew to help you on your journey. As you sailed across a vast map of islands, you'd hunt for treasure, battle other ships, and avoid dangerous weather conditions like storms and thick fog. Besides fighting, there was surprisingly a lot to do in Assassin's Creed Pirates. You could explore the Caribbean, look for hidden Mayan temples filled with traps and treasure, or even hunt sharks and whales to keep your ship stocked with supplies. The game also featured a detailed day-night cycle and changing weather, which kept things fresh and made every voyage feel different. Ubisoft Paris released several updates to keep the game fresh. New locations, ships and missions were added, featuring survival missions and daily challenges. There was also special events like the Quest for Eden, which wrapped up Alonso's story, and seasonal events that introduced exclusive treasures and ship customizations. Despite its pretty big popularity with over 10 million downloads, Assassin's Creed Pirate met its end when it was quietly removed from the App Store and Google Play on February 19, 2017, following the release of iOS 11. The game is no longer available for new downloads, but those people who had previously downloaded it can still play it if it's installed on their device. Even though Assassin's Creed Pirates is no longer officially available, some people have managed to keep it alive through APK files and emulators. It's a bit of a hunt to find a way to play it now, but for fans of pirate adventures, it's a treasure that's worth seeking out. You see what I did there? So there you have it. Those are some Assassin's Creed games that you cannot play anymore. Well, kind of. I guess APK files and emulators exist, but you get what I mean. Traditionally, you cannot play these games anymore. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And with that said, I'll see you in the next one.